Hey everybody, Tom Berry here with Investor Loan Source, and what I want to talk about today is the ugly ducklings that clean up well. You think, well, what in the world are you talking about? Well, one of the most frustrating things that happens to me as I'm out and about and talking to real estate investors is when I start talking about a deal that we had just lent on and I'm all excited about it, and the investor borrower or potential borrower looks at me and says, you lend on that? I didn't even know you did that kind of lending. And that's on me, right? That's on me as a marketer. Because if people that I know don't even know what I do, that's a problem for me. So what do we lend on? Well, we lend on ugly ducklings that clean up well. That's what we lend on. We lend on things that have potential. So what does that look like? It might be a single family home that is busted up and ugly, but it's in a good area, it's in a good neighborhood. It'll clean up well and it'll sell well. And the investor borrower is going to make money on it. We're going to make money on the loan. Everybody's happy and we go to the next one. That's the first thing that we lend on. And honestly, that's what we started with almost 10 years ago. That was our only loan product. We also lend on DSCR product, meaning a long-term rental product, and we use something called debt service coverage ratio to determine how much we can lend on those types of products. So it might be a house that you had bought, you fixed it up, and then maybe while you were fixing it up, you decided, you know what, this would make a great rental. I'm just going to keep this one for my long-term portfolio. Or maybe that was the intent from the start. But you don't want to keep a hard money loan on that forever. So you would use our fix and flip product till you get it done and get a lease on it, and then come back to us and refinance out of that fix and flip loan into what we call a long-term loan or DSCR loan. Oh, that could be a 5-year loan, it could be a 20, it could be a 30, whatever you need. But it's something that you don't have to refi out of again in 6 months or a year or something like the short-term fix and flip money. We also do a lot of commercial lending. Something most people don't know is only 15% of the money that we lend right now goes to single-family fix and flip and single-family DSCR lending. The vast majority of the lending that we do is on commercial property. We lend on all kind of commercial property. I've had people ask me for a list. There is no list. It's things that we understand, things that make sense, and those ugly ducklings that are going to clean up well, really. So what would that look like? We have lent on a Kmart building that was turned into a medical cannabis facility. We lent on another Kmart building that was turned into a self-storage. We lent on a Sears building that was turned into a gym. We lent on an old YMCA building that was turned into a gym. We've lent on land. We've lent on subdivision development. We've lent on an old brewery that was turned into multiple purposes. We've lent on ground-up construction mezzanine loans on apartment complexes. We've lent on second lien positions on apartment complexes to get working capital after COVID. There's really no end to the type of deal we'll look at. Now, I'm not saying we can do every loan that is asked, but we want to look at your project and see how can we do it. It's not can we do it or not can we do it, it's how can we do it. So it may not be the way you thought, but once we take a look at it, we might provide input to you, we put our brains together, and we come up with a solution that works for everybody. So if you've got a commercial loan product that you're looking for lending on, or anything on the single family side, we lend in 23 states currently. We'd love to take a look at that. And if you'd like more information, click the links below.